Hey, it's Mrs. Dixon with Lesson 12, 2, Measure with Inches. So we talked yesterday that we can do two different types of measurements. We can do an exact measurement, or we can make an estimate about our measurements. One way that we can estimate in inches is by using our finger. I can take my finger and curl it up, and the distance between the beginning and end of this top part of my finger is about an inch. Let's check this out and see. So I'm going to line this up with the beginning of my line. I know you can't measure your line because it's on your computer screen and it won't be the correct size, but just follow along what I do. So I'm going to line this up. That's about 1. Move this over. 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is about 6 inches. This line is about 6 inches. Now, that's my estimate or my guess. I'm going to pull out my actual ruler now, and I'm going to measure this. If you haven't received your ruler from me in the mail yet, it's on its way. So just wait. Once you get that, you can actually start measuring some things. But for now, just watch as I do the measuring. I'm going to line my ruler up here with the beginning of the line, and I'm going to find the 0. That's going to be the very first mark on my ruler is the 0. Then as I line it up, I'm going to come to the end of the line, and I'm going to travel down. I said that this line was about 6 inches long, and look at that. It's not about 6 inches long. It is 6 inches long. I'm a really good guesser. Wow. All right, now because you can't measure the line that's in front of you, let's think about some things around you that you can measure. You can measure a cell phone. I know you can because you probably have one around your house right now. So I'm going to make a guess or an estimate about the height of my cell phone. Remember, height means I'm measuring how tall something is. So I'm going to line my finger up here and put it down with the 0. Make my finger, that point of my finger, the 0. And I'm going to measure. That's about 1 inch, 2 inches, 3 inches, 4 inches, 5 inches, 6 inches. Oh, that's the 6-inch mark right there. So my cell phone is a little bit more than 6 inches long. Let me get my ruler out and check that and see what I can actually find for the real measurement. So I'm going to line my ruler up with the beginning of my cell phone down here. There's my 0. And look, there's my 6-inch mark. And there is my 7-inch mark. So my cell phone is between 6 and 7 inches. But what would I call this? Would it be 6 inches or would it be 7 inches? This line right here in the middle is called the halfway mark. We would decide the length of something based on the halfway mark. So if it's between 6 and 7 inches and it has not made it to the halfway mark yet, we're going to fall backwards to our original measurement. So we're going to say this is about 6 inches. But what happens if it goes past the halfway mark? Let's see. Here I see an eraser, and they're measuring the eraser. And here's my 0 inch, my 1 inch, and there's my 2 inch. I see they lined the ruler up with the 0 inches right here, just like they were supposed to. And this eraser measures between 1 and 2 inches. And look, here's my halfway mark. This eraser goes past the halfway mark. Because it goes past the halfway mark, we're going to move forward to the next measurement, and we're going to say that this eraser is about 2 inches long. Let's look at something else. We've got a pine cone here. This pine cone measures between 1 and 2 inches. But look, here's my halfway mark. That pine cone hasn't made it quite to the halfway mark yet. So I'm going to move backwards to my first measurement here, and I'm going to say that this pine cone is about 1 inch long. Now it's our job to estimate the height or the length of an object that's around us. So we're going to think about a notepad is what they wanted us to look at. And they said that a notepad, their guess was that it was about 12 inches long. And they actually measured it, and they were close, because they came up with a measurement of 11 inches. So let's think about something around us that we could measure. A pencil case. I didn't bring one home from school, so I don't have a pencil case. But you know what I do have? I have a tissue box. So I'm going to measure the length of my tissue box, and I'm going to make an estimate about the length. Line my finger up, and I'm going to say, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, my estimate is that it's a little bit more than 8 inches. So I'm going to write 8 inches on here because it is about 8 inches. And now I'm going to do my actual measurement. Let me get my ruler. I've got to open it up now. I've got to stretch it a little bit farther. I'm going to line this up with the 0 on one side, and I'm going to come across. And there it is. And let's look. There's my 8-inch mark, and there's my 9-inch mark. So it is between 8 inches and 9 inches. My estimate was close. But how long would we say this is? Is it 8 inches or is it 9 inches? Here's my halfway mark. So I see that the tissue box is going past the halfway mark. So I'm going to say that this tissue box is about 9 inches long. Now, when we move towards your textbook and actually look at it, you're going to have some other items for you to measure here. It says for you to measure the width of a book bag. You may not know where your book bag is. So what you can do is you can come over here and you can actually cross this out whenever you turn your assignment in. And there is something else in your house that maybe you could measure that's like a bag. Maybe we can measure a purse. Ooh, that's really bad, Mrs. Dixon. Maybe I should use my text box. Or, oh yeah, I have that notebook over here. I can open up my notebook and I could type in here and I can say number 3, a purse. And my estimate would be my purse. You guys have seen it. It's really big. So my estimate would be, it's probably about 15 inches long. And then I would get out my actual ruler and I would measure my purse and see. And then I would write my measurement next. How about instead of a paintbrush, if you don't want to use the notebook, we can come over here and do the text box. Instead of a paintbrush, why don't you measure a toothbrush? Because I hope that you all have that. I'm pretty sure that you do at least. So we can measure a toothbrush instead. And when you measure that toothbrush, you can use your finger and make a good guess. And then you can make an actual measurement using your ruler. You can measure the height of a cup, or you can measure the length of something as well here. And, cross out whatever it is that, let me go back, pick up my line. Instead of a crown box, what else could I measure? Let me see. I'm looking around me to see what I could possibly measure. You know what I have that I could measure? I have a piece of cake. I can measure a piece of cake, can't I? It's about 1, 2, I licked my finger. 3, 4, a little bit more than 4 inches. Let me measure it. Oh, it's between 3 and 4 inches. Wait a minute, look at that. The bottom of my cake is bigger than the top of my cake. Oh, I gotta fix that, guys. Math is fun. Hope you measure something really, really good today.